Alright, lads, so today we're here to showcase the newest characters in Bleach Brave Souls, and today, the start of our showcases, we have the newest MOMO in the game, a new Halloween version, which is a remake of a 4-star that came out basically when the game first started back in like 2016. Earlier this week, we did showcase Toshiro. Recommend you guys check that out. He is a really good Gilchrist character in what is usually a very difficult week. But we're not done showcasing Toshiro. We're going to try him out tomorrow again and see what he does for him in normal PvE content outside of Gilchrist. But focusing on a more traditional PvE character, in this case we have the Halloween version of MOMO. Now, remaking seasonals are always hits or miss. In this case, I really do like it, considering the fact that while she has already been in the game, she was originally a 4-star. You never really had a chance to actually play with her. Now you do it with this remake. At the same time, I think she looks cute. I'm not the biggest Momo fan, but I like the design. And I think this is my favorite seasonal Momo in the game right now. Now, Momo, keep in mind, when it comes to minimum standards, you don't expect much, but I think she really offers a lot in your account if you actually do decide to pull for her. For starters, her killer is a stun rate killer. Not the most conventional killer, but where she wants to be used in epic grade content in Inheritance Zone, her killer really doesn't matter. And at the same time, more stun rate killers, more Quincy killers are never a bad thing, because we do need more characters for those particular guild quest weeks. While she's not going to be the greatest character for guild quests, you definitely can bring it there if you lack any other option. So the option to use it in that particular quest when there isn't that much competition is good for her, but again, she's not really designed for that particular mode. Keep that in mind. Her soul trait, however, is 30% more damage at full stamina. That's really good for herself. Also, just a really solid link in and of itself. It also does work quite well with her SA2, since you are able to provide your team with a barrier and also heal, allowing yourself to easily stay at full stamina. And if for some reason you do take damage, you can just get right back up to full stamina after using this strong attack. She has read all affiliation dodges, so you can use the farm attribute scrolls, more specifically the focus ones. But most importantly, she is a link slot farmer, a plus 10 link slot farmer. The first for the heart attribute, so if you do want to farm up a lot of mind link slot potions, this Momo is a great character to have. Alongside that too, she doesn't strictly farm link slot potions, she also does increase the amount of droplets you can get by 30%. This essentially makes her the best heart character for epic grade content in terms of value, because you're getting the droplets and you're also getting the extra link slot potions. To go alongside that too, since you want to use it in co-op content like epic raids, Inheritance Zone, you're also buffing your team's strong attack damage by 20% if they are a heart attribute character. Her SA2, barrier, and also heals can be really good for, again, team-based content, especially epic raid where you might have not learned the boss pattern yet. And then, of course, in epic raid content, damage output is more important than range here. And in this case, she has frenzy plus 1, the 30% full stamina, 20% extra strong attack damage, which she does give to your entire team, and of course, also 100% more damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment. That right there is really, really good, especially considering the fact that in the heart attribute, another character that you will be seeing used quite often alongside her is the swimsuit Rangiku, who also just returned early this morning. So these two characters actually go hand in hand together, as they both don't inflict status ailments and they both want to do more damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment. So it's nice that in this attribute there's another character very similar to her, so you're more likely to get into a lobby where potentially no one inflicts status ailments, which I think is kind of cool. With that said though, let's jump into an epic grade lobby. We are going against the Kisuke Urahara raid. It's here for the next 2 weeks. We are a bonus since we are a new character, so we are getting that 2 times damage output. Not like it matters, to be fair, but that's something important to note. She's a character you're gonna use regardless of being a bonus or not, so keep that in mind. But if we have a look at our Momo's build, for starters, when it comes to the familiars, we are using these 3 familiars. This is my alt account. I don't have the best pets possible, but we are getting a 60% berserker increase, more damage at full stamina, and also a tad bit more berserker. Our links include a T-set, fortification build, and also lieutenant's badge. And then we're going with a mixture of full stamina, recharge, and also strong attack damage, but we're also using the Sun link, so now Momo in particular is actually giving us 15 links or potions. Alright, so we somehow managed to get into a lobby full of Isane, which I personally don't mind, to be fair. Now, Isane can actually inflict status ailments, so that might hurt us just a tad bit, but status ailments on epic raids only last like a second or two, so it's really not that bad. And you can see, granted, the boss itself doesn't have that much HP, but we're going through the first phase very, very fast without even needing to use any of our soul bombs. Let's flash step out the way. She has a pretty good kit for epic grade content. Maybe outside of her SA1 it is a lunge, but remember, you're playing with the character. You can work around that. Let's actually use our soul bomb though. That's going to apply weakened defense. We have given that to her as a bonus ability since we do plan to use her strictly in epic raid content. And then what I really like about the character there is that we would have actually gotten hit by the vortex attack, but we literally just used our SA2 and that allowed us to have that barrier and also heal. One thing is that the heart attribute has access to a lot of great healers. You know, Isane was always a really good healer to begin with, but now you have access to Momo. So heart-only teams, especially when it comes to links or farming, have just really good survivability. Isane with the SA3 team heal, and then Momo now with the SA2 team heal, but also barriers. It's going to be very hard for you to die, especially in an Awakened epic grade, when you have someone like Isane and also Momo in your team. In that case though, for our very first attempt, we got a 32-second clear time. Honestly, not too bad. Definitely can be faster, but this is quite respectable, I'd like to think. And when it comes to the drops that we did get, remember, we're all increasing the drop rate for the droplets by 30% and increasing the amount of links or potions we can get by 5 or 10, and in my case by 15. And for a normal difficulty, getting 61 links or potions, I think is actually really good. Alright, so jumping into our next lobby then, we have a few droplet increase characters. That's kind of interesting. No one else has Sun, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter that much. I'm actually, you know, doing the extra carrying here, having 15. Personally, when I host my epic raid lobbies, or whenever I'm hosting link slot lobbies to begin with, I don't require you to have a link slot link. It's just not needed, right? But if they do have it, it's a nice additional bonus. But in this case, though, we do have an extra Momo in our team, so it's nice to see a fellow Momo here. So we're going to use our SA2 right away. And then SA3 right there. I do like the visual of this character's attacks. Obviously, it is a seasonal. It's just a bit of fun. Definitely have a cat theme going on with Momo, but I like the visuals. I think she's actually quite cool. Unfortunately, though, I kind of ruined it there by getting hit. But again, someone has to use an SA3, or I have to use an SA2, and we should be back up to full stamina in no time, right? There we go. We're back at full stamina. That's how easy it is. And then let's use our SA3. After the soul bomb, right? Now all we have to do is just literally wait a couple of seconds. Boss goes down. Another very fast clear time. Granted, epic grade right now, normal difficulty, the boss does only have like around 12 million HP. Using bonus characters like this, we're going to clear fast regardless. I think this character's potential would be a bit more impressive if we were able to showcase how good she is in the Awakened difficulty, because that's where I feel like this character's going to shine a bit more. Because again, one of the great things about it is that she's not only just a damage dealer, right? She has high damage. You know, we've already demonstrated that. 30% full stam, 20% side, and also 100% more damage with the additional Frenzy +1. But the support she provides with the barrier and also heal is going to be really appreciated in Awakened difficulties, and I'm pretty sure the Kisuke epic grade is quite annoying in the Awakened version. If you don't know the pattern, having someone like Momo in your team is going to be really good for that extra safety. Again, especially if you haven't learned the pattern. And the fact that she's a Linkster character, it means you're going to be seeing her in almost every epic grade going forward into the future. But once more, having a look at our drops again, consistent 50 plus Linkster potions. Again, keep in mind for the normal difficulty of ER, that is on the higher end. Usually you get around 40-ish. You only really start to get into the 50s when you're doing the Awakened difficulty. And even then, the droplet drop rate doesn't have the highest drop rate when it comes to normal difficulty. That gets further increased in the Awakened one, where Momo would start to shine a bit more with a 30% increase on droplets. But so nicely that we're getting around 50 and 40 droplets a run too. Into our next run then. Again, let's just check if anyone does have the Sun link. We have one Sun user, and we also have another Sun user on the right. This time they're bringing 6th anniversary Eisen. That's fine. They're still giving us the +5 links or potions. That's the benefit, of course, as always, with using Sun is that you do get to bring any character you want. In this case, though, considering how easy the raid is, I don't feel like you need to bring 6th anniversary Eisen. You could just bring a Linkster character instead with the +5 potion. But again, if we ever get to an Awakened difficulty where it is a bit difficult, 50+ million HP, right? At that point, it's not a bad idea to bring 6th anniversary Eisen just to kind of give yourself more damage output, where damage output really does matter in the Awakened difficulty. Right now, with how easy it is, we're not really struggling too much with all of our Eisen, but we'll take it. I guess at the very least, it is going to split the run just a tad bit, right? Already going into the second phase. We're a man down already. 9 seconds in, we're already into the third phase. You'd love to see it. Sometimes maybe having a 6th anniversary Eisen on your team isn't too bad, right? There we go. Mission completed already. Super fast run. And that's something, again, you can do right now. Just easy farm links or potions with or without Momo, to be fair. That's one thing to keep in mind. While I do like this Momo, she's definitely not someone you actually need, if that kind of makes sense. The better thing about Momo existing is the fact that because she exists, people will have her and they can join your lobby. I'm sure many of you lads already watching this video have access to a lot of links or farmers, maybe ones you're more accustomed to, and just use whichever ones you prefer, right? Of course, Momo does have the best value, and also compared to some of the other links or characters, the best damage output. And if you had access to her, there'd be no reason to really use anyone other than her. But quickly having a look at our lobby, we have one Sun user, but we also have a Rangiku. Again, they work quite well together since they both don't inflict status ailments. But yeah, you don't need this Momo to actually farm content, right? You can do it with or without her, but if you have her, you get the benefits from it. But then again, even if you don't have her, when you're farming IZ, when you're farming epic raids, you're having people join you, and sometimes people are going to have her. In the future, Momo will be more widely available, and she'd definitely be a good character to have just to get that extra bit of value per run. And we are getting the update in the future where you want to link sort your link sort characters to write extra stats to your main character, right? So if you haven't already done that, you're going to want to farm quite a bit of extra potions. Everyone's using their summon right now. I'm using mine. Let's just play it out. I have subtitles turned off, but I like the summon. It's cute. She's doing cat things. I don't mind it. And there we go. Another easy dub. Momo, we don't really get to demonstrate how actually good she is in terms of damage output because of how easy this raid is right now, but she's a good character. I think it's quite easy to see what she does bring to her account. She's a good support, good damage dealer, good value character with the plus 10 links or potions, also 30% more droplets. Again, when it comes to the other links or characters that we do have access to, and funny enough, I do own all of them on my alt account. When it comes to the other links or characters in this attribute, realistically only Rangiku damage competes with her, but Momo has the better value, so she's the better character. So yeah, I think it's safe to say Momo is the best links or farmer for the heart attribute in terms of value and of course also damage output, which is more important in epic raid content. Realistically, the only bad thing about Momo is her killer effect and also lack of havoc, but again, in epic raids where you're mainly going to use this character, it really doesn't matter. Sure, maybe it matters in inheritance zone, but this character is still going to clear IZ no problem whatsoever, and we didn't showcase it in there today, mainly because no one's actually playing IZ right now. Everyone's in epic raids. IZ is more so only really playable when it's on a 2x drop rate. That's when it's really good, otherwise you're just better off farming in epic raids. And that's exactly what people are doing right now. Momo, if you have her, congratulations, she's a good farmer, good damage output too, solid character, mainly again designed for farming purposes, which isn't really a bad thing. I doubt you're ever going to take this character into inheritance trials, nor are you ever going to take her into guild quest or limit breaker. I mean, I guess you could take it into guild quest, but probably not. With that said though, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you like from this character in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.